Recently, a client reached out to me asking if I could make a small edit to the project that we worked on about a year ago. It's not gonna take me more than 30 minutes, I thought to myself. I found a drive, connected to the computer, opened up the project, and then I saw this. So, this is exactly how my projects would look like about a year ago, and trust me, it's a real pain trying to find something in this mess. To be absolutely honest with you guys, I have never been very good at organizing stuff, and I haven't put too much effort into it, not even when I started with the filmmaking about 2 years ago. And you know what? It was a mistake. Because as I started working on bigger and more complicated projects, especially in the last year, because I've been working for a company as an in-house videographer, and then also I do some freelance stuff on the side, it became really difficult to get everything organized and to find some order in my hard drives and also in the projects, whether I would be editing in DaVinci or in Premiere. I really learned the hard way, and eventually I really had to start organizing stuff because it's absolutely essential for your workflow, and also it just feels so much better when you open up your drive or your project and everything has its own place. But I have a good news for you. If you're someone like I was, maybe you're starting your career or maybe you're just getting into filmmaking, but you're not a very organized person, today I'll show you how to organize your drives and how to organize your projects. So you can really focus on the creativity and not waste time by searching for files somewhere deep inside your folders on a messed up drive. So first thing first, you will need a drive. I like to use these small SSD drives, and there's few reasons for it. First of all, look how small it is compared to this hard drive. It's almost twice the size, this thing. Second of all, this hard drive is mechanical, so there's basically spinning parts inside, and if you drop it from a table or you step on it or whatever, it might just break and you might lose your data. Whether this one, there's no spinning parts, so if you drop this, nothing will happen to it unless you drop it from a cliff or something. And another reason is that these drives, you can easily throw a few of them in your backpack, and with some cameras you can even record externally to these drives. For example, Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K or Zcam, and I'm sure there's many more cameras that can record directly to a drive. And now when we have our drives, it's time to organize our folders. So I have my new hard drive open here, and I've already created a few folders, but for the sake of the video, let's just say that I would be working on a project for a client. So I would go here into Projects 2020, Freelance Projects, and then let's create a new client here. Let's say that the client is Deus Bali. If you don't know Deus, go check them out. So this is going to be the main folder. Inside here, I'll create folder for contracts. I'll have folder for invoices. And then I could have some other folders like pre-production, mood board. Really depends what you're doing for the company. And the most important folder will be the video folder. So I'm going to create a folder and I'm going to call it Deus Bali Promo Video. Okay, I'll open it. And then inside here, I'll create two folders. One is going to be called Project Premiere, and the other one is going to be called Master. So inside the Project Premiere, I'll basically save the Premiere project files, so I can edit this project anywhere I go, whether it will be on traveling or whether it will be when I'm home. And then in Master folder, I'll start with footage, music, and I'll probably have some logos. And again, whatever you might need in the video for this project, you would create folders for that. Inside footage, if I would be working with multiple cameras, I would have the name of the cameras, but because I usually work just with one camera, I'll just put Lumix S1, and then inside I'll create folder for each card that I recorded to. So let's say I recorded to 2 cards, so it's gonna be card 1, and then it's gonna be card 2. If you would be recording for multiple days, maybe instead of cards you would call it day 1, day 2, and then inside you would have the card 1, card 2. It really depends. So now when we have this master created, I'll also upload some logo here. Let me throw this, some music, and then inside the footage I'll upload some footage. Okay, that's done. And now next step is to organize it in Premiere. So I'm gonna open Adobe Premiere, or if you're working in DaVinci or Final Cut, whatever you use. Now I'm gonna click New Project, Browse. I'm gonna find the Deus folder in my project, Deus Bali, promo video, and then I'm gonna open the project Premiere and I'm gonna save the project here. I'm gonna name it Deus Promo Video. Click OK. Premiere has now opened. So what I have to do is go back to my Deus Bali promo video folder. I'm gonna grab the master and I'm just gonna drag and drop it here into the project window. Now, as you can see, the folder is uploaded into Premiere, and if I open it, you can see that everything has its own place. Next step that I'll do is I'll create a few more folders. One is gonna be called Sound Effects. One is gonna be called Graphic Assets. And the third one is gonna be called MISCL, which stands for Miscellaneous. So in this folder, I'll put everything that doesn't have a certain place in here. So for example, if I would be creating a color matte, then I would put it into that folder. Okay, boom, black, boom. And then into sound effects, I'll upload my sound effects library, and into graphic assets, I'll upload film mattes, film burns, film overlays, grain, and other assets that I might use when editing the video. Now, what you can also do is you can open the master, and if you want to have a better order, you can go into the cards and you can give color to these files. So now if I drag and drop it here, you'll see that this one is blue and this one is green. So when I'm editing, this helps me to distinguish which footage and which card I'm currently working on. Now, if you would be doing more videos, maybe you're editing a social media video, then you're editing an image film, recap video, you could also create folders for that here, and then you would have a corresponding sequence in that folder. So that makes everything even more organized, and when you start editing, it's super easy to orient in the project window, and it really, really speeds up your workflow. So I definitely recommend doing this. And that's it, guys. Let me just repeat that it's extremely important to organize your files and your drives. And I know that there's people that just do it naturally, but I'm not one of those. So if you are something like me and maybe you're starting, I definitely recommend you to start the right way from the beginning, because it will make your life much, much easier. So hopefully, guys, you found this video helpful. Leave a comment below if you're not a fish, and subscribe to my channel if you had a lunch today. And now, go and organize your goddamn hard drives. No, I'm just kidding. Be kind to each other, and I'll see you next one. Peace.